Pennsylvania's East Broad Top is best known for its fleet of 3-foot gauge Mikados. However, the railroad also has this General Electric critter for power. This is 45-tonner M-7. We found the locomotive pulling the daily passenger trains when we visited in September 2024. Her build date isn't exactly known, but she came to the East Broad Top in 1993 from an Algoma steel plant in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. With the diesel pulling the train, we decided to take a ride on the East Broad Top in addition to filming the M7 at work. We'll alternate between our vantage point on the caboose and numerous trackside locations. The M7 is powered by a pair of Detroit diesel 6-cylinder engines with one under each hood. This gives her somewhere between 300 and 340 horsepower. The long, broad pan shot as the train approaches Colgate Grove is one of the classic views of the East Broad Top. Countless slides, negatives, feet of film, and minutes of video have been shot here. We were only too happy to add to that ourselves. The train arrives at the Colgate Grove picnic area. Nobody is taking advantage on this cool and damp fall afternoon. The train turns on the Y at Colgate Grove for the return to the Orbisonia station, just as all tour trains have done since the Y was installed in the early 60s. The East Broad Top was famously purchased by Kowalczyk Salvage after the mines closed and freight traffic ended. President Nick Kowalczyk, much to everyone's surprise, elected not to immediately scrap the railroad. Instead, a 5-mile portion was operated as a tourist railroad for 50 years, with the rest left in place. Operations ended at the end of the 2011 season, and the railroad sat silent for a decade. Then in 2020, the Kowalczyk family sold the property from Colgate Grove to the south end of the railroad to the East Broad Top Foundation. After the sale, the foundation got to work returning the railroad to operation. After renovating the portion used by tour trains, operations resumed with the M-7 doing the honors, while Mikado number 16 was restored. Down for repairs, number 16 returned to service the weekend after our visit. Corvisonia Station is actually in the borough of Rockhill, which many fans refer to as Rockhill Furnace. The train takes to another Y here and passes an operating trolley museum while it's being turned. The train starts backing around the south leg of the Y. The operable track ended just south of the Y during the tourist years, leaving just enough room to turn the trains around. Another set of trucks for the M-7 is seen, along with a small Plymouth locomotive and lots of preserved coal hoppers as we back around the Y. Up on the hillside is the coal chute that once fueled the railroad steam locomotives. It's no longer in service, without serviceable tracks for either locomotives or hoppers to fill the coal bins. As we shove through the crossover and onto the main line, we reach the end of track as it was during the tourist area, and then we keep right on going. The foundation is restoring the railroad to service south of Rockhill, and the right-of-way had been cleared with track repaired for over a mile at the time of our visit. Since we were filming and it was the last run of the weekend, the crew offered to take us further south to the Route 475 crossing. Well, we were only too happy to take them up on their offer. Now, this was not the first train to traverse these restored rails, but we were among the first, and the first official run south would happen the next weekend. These rails have not seen regular service since 1956. At the crossing of Highway 475, we come to a stop and head back north to Rockhill. Passing through the Rockhill yard, we consider how fortunate we are to be able to see this. Everything here had been sold for scrap. By rights, it shouldn't even exist today. Arriving at Orbisonia, our trip comes to an end. We hope you enjoyed the ride as much as we did.